when we fish this pit, we do use a certain setup. Me and Brent. Bob's is sort of doing one-on-one with his float and a ledger. So this is all it is. It's the most simple thing you'll ever see. So it's not special, and probably been done a million times on YouTube. But yeah, I think I'm going to show you anyway. So basically, it's just a little running clip, and that's all we use for the floats as well. And I think these are NU fish, and about £2 for about 40, so they're really cheap. But the thing about them is you don't really need them to be strong, because obviously if you get snagged on bottom, you want that clip to bend out anyway, so you drop your lead and not the baited trace. So just a little 1 ounce lead, 1.5 ounce lead, and then that goes down to a little bead, buffer bead, which goes over the top at swivel, and then a little quick change link. These ones are Fox, but other brands are available. And then just a wire trace clipped onto the Fox one, Fox quick change clip. And then in this case I'm using a sardine with 2 trebles with 2 bait flags in, and that's as simple as it gets. So I'm going to get this rod back out, and I'm just going to show you how I set it up on the ledger with the drop backs. Right, so I've just casted the rod. Then you just put it down on your rests, which are placed evenly apart, and you want the bottom of the drop back to be exactly below the spool of the reel. Therefore it's easier to clip on and it's more accurate. So all you do is tighten your line halfway up until it's relatively tight. Try not to, when you're doing this, try not to drag don't tighten it too much, because you're going to drag the lead on the bottom and it could end up in whatever's on the bottom really. Weed, could get stuck behind a rock, anything. So when you're doing it, just tighten it as much as you dare, just to ensure you don't drag the lead. So normally once your line comes to the top of the water and it meets close to you and it's not out in the middle where you cast, it's normally tight enough. Then you just bring the bottom of the spool where the line goes through at the bottom, and then leave the bail arm on for this bit. Then you just put the line in the clip, or whatever drop backs you've got in the ball, for example. Then put it on like that, and then you take the bail arm off afterwards. And pretty much that's set up. Pretty simple. Put your alarm back on, check it's working, and don't have your bait runners on for this. Just have your bail arm off, and then when you get a run, pick the rod up, flick the bail arm over, make sure your drag's set, and set the hooks. Normally with this method, when the pike picks up the bait, if you've got Delkims like we have, you'll hear a beep straight away. So basically as soon as you hear that, wait a couple of seconds. Once you pick the rod up and everything, you're basically ready to set the hooks. So yeah, that's how we set up the ledgers for pike fishing.